best hour of GottaGetBlogging.com, and I'm joined by co-host Ben Reed
from OrlandoWaterhole.com.
My favorite podcast.
Oh, well, thank you.
So we've got an exciting show today. We've got one of the nation's top fashion bloggers in the house. I spent hours debating on what to wear for her. Whenever I see Jay, I get nervous about it. I get nervous. So anyway, we're glad you're here. We're going to be talking about affiliate marketing as well as some other blog tips for you.
But before we get there, Bess, you had some fun recently at a blogging event, didn't you?
I did. I went to Ford, had a blogging event, and it was kind of neat. We got to see some of the new models, the new Mustang, the new Ford F-150, which my husband is salivating over. But they did something kind of fun. They had, goggles, earphones, like elbow goggles? Pads. No, well, they were kind of distortion goggles. They were the drunk suit. Basically, the drunk suit is what I call it. I'm sure they don't call it that. But so you're like masked up, and they put elbow things and knees on you. I'm sure if you fall down, you're protected. Yep. But the idea is that to let you see, while you're sober, how impaired you are if you've been drinking. So they had two versions. They had the tipsy version and then the drunk version. And they try and get you to walk the line. And I think we've got some video of it. And I make a horrible drunk. Let me just put it that way. So
I've got to see this.
It's just a great reminder to always have a designated driver and to drink responsibly. So it was a good reminder. So thanks Ford for that. And yes, I have embarrassing pictures out there. So we'll put them up a little bit later.
Excellent, excellent. Well, on every show, Bess, we have the question of the show. And the question for today's show, I'd like to know from you, what is one of your best tips at increasing your blog's traffic?
I mean, past normal SEO, optimized, all of that. Okay, so best tips for increasing your blog's traffic. Well, you know, with Florida Swim Network, my second blog. I have Gotta Get Blogging, but then I also have Florida Swim Network, and we actually had to switch tactics because our audience is younger. We cater to competitive swimmers, so they're like teenager to 25 years old. And we found when Facebook used to be one of our #1 drivers, it no longer is. Why? Because everybody's grandmother is on Facebook now, so the teenagers don't want to be on there as much. So we've actually had to switch to Instagram. Of course, the challenge with Instagram is that there's no clickable links. So we've had to change the way we post that on Instagram. So we'll put, we'll put a great cool graphic image, and then we'll put the caption, and then we always say see more at floridaswimnetwork.com, which does two things, the brand recognition, but also we always tweet our Instagrams, and so we usually get the click that way. So I would have to say Instagram is our new way, at least for Florida Swim Network, to increase some traffic. What about you? What's your #1 tip?
I would always say when I was starting out to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. There was a group of travel bloggers that I participated in way back then, and we all had this agreement that when it was roundups, you can nominate 5 other bloggers, and, and at first it kind of seems silly that we're doing these little fun gamey things. But what happens is you start to build relationships with those bloggers beyond just the written word, so that when you really need their help for something later on, you have a personal connection. You're not reaching out to a stranger. So all of those guest posts on other blogs, and people want to post on yours, and those roundups, and all those just little things that kind of take away maybe from what you typically would write about, in the long term, they really help in getting more people on your side when you want to increase that traffic and just build that audience. So,
and people can find those on Facebook. There's oftentimes blogging groups. There's probably a blogging association in your state. So where did you find some of yours?
It started with a travel blog group that I was a part of. They had a separate website out of Facebook, and then we kind of went back and forth into Facebook and so on. But also Gotta Get Blogging has great communities where you can find some people to connect with too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to check out GottaGetBlogging.com, they're the ones that actually produce this show, so thank you to them. And if you don't find an association, I happen to find local associations kind of nice, because if you blog in Virginia, they've got the virginiabloggers.com, which is a great association. It makes it so you can actually sit down and have coffee with a blogger to meet them face to face, and that can make a huge difference. Yeah, sometimes that virtual isn't quite as personal as sitting down. So don't be afraid to start one in your area. If you don't have an association, be the first to start it. Set up a Facebook group, and you'll be surprised what happens.
But we'd like to know, what are some of your tips for increasing your blog's traffic? So if you've got a great tip that you want to share, you can tweet us to @BlogTalkTV.
Yeah, absolutely. We're on Twitter, so we look forward to seeing some of your tips.
But today's topic, we've got Jeanette Scott coming over, and we're talking about monetization. And so while we, to get us ready for that, we've got Christy Cronin of Saving Said Simply.
Love Christy.
And she's got some advice on how to do a sponsored post.
Yeah, she does. She sat down with us and talked, and she gave all sorts of advice about how she first got into doing a sponsored post. So let's take a look.
So I'm Christy Cronin, and I blog over at Saving Said Simply. It's actually an Asian mommy blog where I am now in my 3rd year of blogging. Oh my goodness, which makes me feel old, but really it's not. To be honest, the first sponsored post I can actually remember was for Mom Central. And it was for Radio Shack. I did a application out of desperation, and basically put the craziest idea out that I was going to go undercover and purchase a Blu-ray player for my husband for Christmas, but it had to be a covert operation I brought my son for. And we went out and we kind of ninja-like went to Radio Shack and purchased it and then hid it in the closet, and that was my first post. Basically what I did first, and this is a little secret that I'll let you in on, that there are blogs out there, big ones, that I would follow. And then on every blog post that they have a little disclosure on there, right? And that usually will say who the post is sponsored by. And I found out a lot of my contacts or places to sign up for sponsor posts would be through their little disclosure. And then I would Google it, and then I would find it, and then I would sign up for it, and then start receiving the emails to apply.